I'm your host, Dr. Smith. I will continue to lead compelling, relatable, and honest conversations. My guests will range from community leaders and professionals, entrepreneurs, and real people whose stories will touch and inspire you. Our discussion will center around the stories that we are engaged in daily from an international, from a local perspective. We're going to talk about personal struggles and those with amazing triumphant. If you'd like to be a guest at the kitchen table, you may call us at 269-282-1490. Email us at kingdombuildersworldwide2 at gmail.com. My vision is to catalyze and to energize and to bring people together. We want to continue to share essential things, and to be effective, we have to come together, unite together, share ideas so we know who's in the network. And once we know who the network is, then we know where our power is. I'm grateful for the staff, committed staff, faithful staff that's always been here with me. I'm grateful to God for all of them. We have our different producers here. We have those on the camera. Tiffany Smith, producer. Ronnie Hoyt. Carl English. My man Mike Campbell is not here today doing some important stuff. My son T2 on Facebook Live. Chanel McKinley on camera. Sorry about that. And Yvonne Armstrong and my main man, co-host Doug Jones. And my man always with us, Butter Melvin McKnight. I'm here to say thank you for our new guest here. He is not, I'm going to say AKA, but I want y'all to know his name is Kevin Jones, but he's known as Dr. Shoes. Let's welcome Dr. Shoes on the show. Thank you. Before we bring you on, I got to talk to my main man for a minute. How you doing, Deacon?
I'm doing great. Bishop, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right. I got a couple of things for you. We've been on the show all for a minute, but I want to ask, and you can chime in, Doc. We talking about, I'm not really a follower of the sports, but I always get involved so I can keep current. We're 3-1, and the Raptors winning. And what's your thought on that? What it look like? What it look like for you?
I don't think Golden State's got a chance right now. I think they may as well go ahead and get the fork out and start poking them.
They're done?
They're done.
Doc, you on the subject or you don't even care?
I don't care.
He said, okay, so all of you that's been following us, they say they're putting the fork in. It's definitely telling us that Kevin with Durant, he definitely was needed.
Yeah, I think that he would have helped him.
And
but at this point now, I think it's
so tomorrow will be the game at 9 p.m. Correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. Well, we have a couple announcements I want to make. I remind everyone about the Juneteenth celebration that's going to be this coming Saturday at Claude Evans Park. Again, that is 300 North of Washington Street, I believe, right here in the city of Battle Creek. So come. I believe it's on the Friday the 14th and Saturday the 15th. And I believe it probably start at noon. I'm not sure, but I'm for sure there'll be more information about that. So please be a part of that community event. And just let's continue to celebrate. Also, you all, since we've been gone, we have officially purchased the building at Southeastern Middle School. You saw us walk around the building. We told God thank you for that. And we are so excited for your support, your continual support for helping us remain successful in the community. It is our endeavors with all of you that's with us and those that support us from a distance that we want to continue to help. That's why we have a talk show today. Our talk shows to bring people on, give them an opportunity to share with us what they're doing, and maybe at times talk about some very, very important issues. Also, let everybody know this summer we will be starting our summer classes. We are licensed by the state of Michigan, and we will be offering summer driving training. I will guarantee you, once you contact the staff, that our prices, we're going to deal with a reality. So we want to try to help all those parents who do not have the $400 or $500. And we want to work with you all because if your child is 14 and 8 months, they're eligible to be able to start driver's training. Deacon, when you and I was in school, we did it actually in school.
It was in school.
But now
Correct.
It has been contracted out. So we are officially licensed by the state to be able to do that. It will be held at the school, in our classrooms, and we will also be doing your training in the area. So thank you very much for that. If you got more information about that, give us a call. We're all about entrepreneurship on the one side of the building and all about God on the other side, and put them together, and boy, you got a powerful, powerful thing. Well, today, I'm excited. I had a chance to talk to him briefly, and I found out I know his people, and I'm just honored to see an entrepreneur in the house today. He goes by Dr. Shoes, and I want Dr. Shoes to give us just a brief intro and tell me where the Dr. Shoes came from as we get further into what you're doing, some of your products. I know you have a lot of African-centric brands. We're going to talk about some of those things. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Dr. Shoes, tell me where the name come from.
It started off Facebook, like my logos organically came together. I would have different people I know that came up with different logos, and I would ask people which one you like, and they organically came to the logo I have here, the Dr. Shoes. I had a guy at work. I wanted him to make my logo into like a shoe. Mm-hmm. And so he hand graffitied it, and then we took and graphed my head on the body of a doctor's outfit, mm-hmm. and I made sure it had to have the Malcolm X hat on, because by any means necessary, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Okay.
And that was the organic case of it.
I looked at some of your products, and you clearly have a African-centric direction. Tell us, what is that about? I've heard you mention Malcolm X more than once. What is that all about? Does it have anything to do with your own reconciliation to who we are as a people, or talk more about that?
Well, I never thought about it. But,
okay, all right. Well, see, I got you.
Well, I know in my community that the business people we have are, they look at them as they might be the drug dealers, or we might not do business with each other. So I wanted to kind of show the kids in the neighborhood and people in the neighborhood that we could that I could start a business, and it was positive. Okay. So it's more about it's a positive business.
Where are you located right now?
Right now I'm located as a home-based business.
Okay.
So I'm cleaning shoes at home.
Okay.
And I'm located in different locations, like a barbershop.
Okay.
I have JT's Barbershop. I have Beller's Liquor Store.
Okay.
And I have Reggie Barbershop.
Okay.
And I have lockers inside there where people can just drop their shoes off and text me the locker number. When I clean them, when I'm done, I bring them back and give them a combination code that I text to them, and they get the shoes out of the locker and put the money in, and we just do it that way.
I want to talk about this. I want to have you respond to this, but Deacon, put you in the conversation. I was at an open house with my niece, Denisha, my baby brother's last daughter, Denisha Smith. And we were talking we're going to be bringing on this whole skilled trade back, okay? And so we know that this generation turned into a technology generation, and the skilled trade kind of backed off a little bit. And now we're back seeking. We're actually looking for people that's going to be doing pipe fitting and journeyman and all those important crafts. Mm-hmm. You, what made you even jump into trying to start your own business? You said you've been in for over 20 years now.
Right.
20 years, and the reason why I use a comparison, because many people say, well, journeyman is not needed as well, but when you think about our building, we need a whole lot of that. Mm-hmm. But someone can say to you, shoes, my generation, we had a shoe shine. That was what men did, and they had their hats blocked. Mm-hmm. That was what men did. Your generation, educate me. What you mean shoes shine? The kids wear tennis shoes and boots. Talk to me about what you mean you shine in shoes and you got lockers, and tell me about what that means.
Well, my generation wear Timberlands, they wear Jordans, and they care about how they look. So, I mean, you spend $250, $300 on a pair of shoes, it's an investment. And
yes.
So you want to try to protect your investment. And And when your generation came up, y'all had different locations to go where y'all would
Yes.
y'all dress nice for those.
Right.
Right now we don't have that. So so my business is kind of struggling because of that, because there's no locations for the kids to go and be seen other than school. But my age group, they don't have nowhere to go.
So young people would actually go and get their tennis shoes clean?
Yes.
Am I saying it right? Tennis shoes clean?
Yes.
Your Jordans.
Because they get stains on them. And if you take the Jordans that were made original and you take the Jordans that are made now, it's a whole different kind of material and
Wow.
quality.
Okay.
And they cost more.
So you're an expert in this. You learned that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So
material's different.
So you know, DJ, what you think about getting your shoes shined?
I've got I mean, I shine my shoes now. You know, the Sunday morning shoes, and
Right.
the shoes for dress.
Right.
I shine them
you
now.
got some Timberlands?
I don't have any
Did you say
Timberlands.
Timberland or Timberlakes?
Timberlands.
Okay, I got
I'm
it.
still buying Stacey
What's
Adams.
Timberlands?
I don't know.
The Kmart version.
So Timberlands.
Timberlands.
So that don't have nothing to do with that white rapper doing that Timberlake?
No.
Oh.
That's Justin Timberlake.
All that time, I thought those were his boots.
No.
Wow.
No.
And I was wondering why y'all why everybody wore them.
No.
I mean, nothing against him.
Right.
I was just curious.
But I've got a pair of, we were talking of suede Stacey Adams. They're kind of like comfortable, casual shoes that they're just dirty, and I quit wearing them. So, I mean, it'd be nice to, you know, get those cleaned up.
Yeah.
But, you know, you started this business 20 years ago.
Right.
That's some out-of-the-box thinking to
Yeah,
start
yes.
something like that.
Yes.
That long ago, because
Yeah.
it really wasn't popular then, right?
No.
It's just something you thought about doing because it was a need?
When I worked at McCamney Place, I kept seeing all these executives come through with dirty shoes on. So I figured, let me clean their shoes. So I set up a shoe sign stand, and they didn't care.
Well, what I do is I commend you because this is what we all have to learn. You know, the Bible says, whatever your hands can find to do, do it. And we're entrepreneurs at heart. And I always wonder, well, since everybody wearing wigs, how do you make money with doing hair? And they had answers for that. They doing braids. So I would ask them that same question.
Right.
If I wear the Stacey Adams, the black patent leathers or the leathers, I don't wear tennis shoes. I'll be like, well, what's the next? But he just educated us. And so I want to encourage all of you young brothers. So you said the shoes cost $250?
Yeah, I mean, some cost $500. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry on the shoes and a multi-billion-dollar
is.
industry on the resellers.
These young brothers
Yeah.
without jobs, with them new tennis shoes on, they got $250 shoes on.
Yeah, and they can sell them for more. So it's investment. So it's
Really?
not like they're just wasting their money. Everywhere you go, they even got a little stock market for it called StockX. You can put your shoes on there, and it'll tell you how much the shoes are going for at the time. Like,
Really?
Yeah. See,
It's called StockX?
Yeah, what Jordan does is that he only put a limited amount of shoes out at a time.
You refer to Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan,
Okay.
or the Jordans.
Okay.
So if you're not in that line, you don't get that pair. The people that buy them are able to go and resell them for twice as much, and they hit the market.
Wow, I didn't
Right.
know that.
Then he'll mess around and then change the colorway and bring it back again, and then they got to pay extra
Just
for that.
different combinations
Yeah,
of
and
colors.
I mean, it's genius for on business side, but it's crazy.
See, this is why this is the greatest talk show on the show, because you educate people. I would have never thought that was even.
Wouldn't even imagine that would even be possible.
Yeah, wouldn't even. You know, I know my niece do a lot of shoes or different people, and my son do a little bit of gambling with the shoes, but I didn't know anything about the stock. What's the name of that stock thing?
StockX. It's the app.
So is
It's an
Michael
app
Jordan
called
involved
Stock
in that?
App.
It's
Hold on,
called-
Doc, let
it's
me
called
get this money thing.
StockX.
StockX.
Yep. But deeper than Jordan, when Kanye West made his shoe called the Yeezys, his shoes went for $1,300 to $1,500 on resale.
But who was buying those kind of shoes? Not us.
Everybody.
But not us.
It's generational. You got kids in junior high school and people my age. They wear them. They love them. I know a guy that got every pair of Jordans.
Butter, what kind of shoes you got on, Butter?
I got some Jordans.
My man. My man. Well, Chanel, you got some pink ones on. What you got? The Nikes? What you got on? Air Max. I got it. What's my shoes called, Tina? I got Skechers.
And then to get back to why you said I had to think about why I got back to my people, was that when I was down in McCamney Place, and we ain't down there, so I wasn't really getting the kind of support.
Okay.
So, but when I took my business to my neighborhood and went to my people, my business changed. The whole dynamic changed.
Okay.
I mean, these guys would bring me duffel bags of shoes. They didn't know me from nowhere, and these people are paying $200 for some shoes. Allow somebody they don't know to clean their shoes. They trusted me, and they allowed me to kind of use them as my guinea pigs to get my cleaning right. So that's why I go back to my people, because I know my business is 90% us and maybe 5 or 10% them. And I don't discriminate against them, but I know that my people supported me, and that's why I support them. Like even the hat I'm wearing is a guy whose business it is, I've been cleaning his shoes for 20 years. So I'm supporting him.
But what's the name of the hat? Say what? Wavy.
It's Wavy.
Wavy for life.
Yeah, Brian.
Is the way of life.
Yeah, BWW, BWB, whatever it is. But
So let me ask you this. I always ask questions on my talk show as it relates. After we talk, you had good father, great father, mother's in Tennessee, and your brother. I think your brother one time you reached out to me. He doing some not-for-profit grant, something like that. And then Felicia, which is married to Keyman, old friend of mine. You being the youngest, well, you have a little sister under you.
Right.
What happened where you decided I want to be, and you at Post, right?
Yeah.
So you got a good solid job, but 20 years ago, it wasn't too many young brothers other than the streets who wanted to start their own business. Right. What was it? What came up when you was a kid? You see your dad. What motivated you to say, you know what, I want to try to own my own? What happened?
What I seen is that, my parents worked their jobs, and that's all they did. My dad, they didn't have no hustle. My dad, he didn't have no business or nothing for me to see that. So it was a neighborhood. It might have been the old lady down the street who was selling ices. And I seen that. I seen a lady.
Now, ices, what is that?
That's when you put the Kool-Aid in the
okay,
freezer.
gotcha. I'm with you. Okay.
So she was selling ices. So that opened my mind to say, I can make money doing that. Or the lady selling beads. So I kind of looked at it like, that's a hustle too. So it's all, no matter what these drug dealers are selling, it's a product. I go into Walmart, I see a million different entrepreneurs in there. Ketchup, mustard, all that stuff. All those individuals are entrepreneurs. It's just a different product. And what I'm doing is just a different product. And I just, if people look at it like that, they would understand that business is whatever.
But you clearly have a passion. Everybody's not as passionate. You want to remain an entrepreneur. It's proven to me you've done some research on it. I want to know what happened. Was it something when you was a little fella? When you was a little fella, what was your dream? To be a police officer? To be a fireman? To be a chief?
Honestly, as I look back on this business and the lockers and all this, the logo and everything, it was, I believe it was a gift from God. Gave me this kind of a thought. Okay. And instead of me just not doing nothing with it, I just run with it. Okay. So I think we all get these thoughts and different things that we should do, and a lot of people don't want to take that leap and just do it. Because it was hard for me to just go say, can I clean your shoes? Can I clean your shoes? And there's a bunch of no's and yeses. It takes a lot of self-esteem to just do that, And
I respect you for that. I respect you wholeheartedly for that. Deacon, he mentioned about lockers, and you are part of the organization at the church. You and my son Butter, Robert Palmer, all those guys, with space and all that stuff. When you say lockers, are you saying that you looking for locations where people could leave their shoes and then you would come and clean them, or you would clean them there? What you mean when you say you're looking for lockers? Explain what you mean by that.
I'm not looking for lockers. I'm looking for locations where people where they might get their hair done somewhere, and they can just leave their shoes in the locker, lock them up, text me the locker number, and I'll pick them up. When I'm done, I put them back in the locker, and I give them a word combination, and they get them out and just leave the money in there.
So these locations got lockers?
Yes. Already in them.
So you put the lock on them?
Yep, I already got a generic lock already on it. And then you just put your shoes in there and lock it up.
Okay.
Then you just text me the locker number, wherever location. And then if it's best for you to pick them up on North Avenue or Musashi or on Territorial, I'll just put them in there and you just get them out. And it's pretty much a faith. If you're gonna take your shoes out and not leave the money in there, you just won't get my service no more. So I never had a problem with nobody just pick them up and not leave the money in there.
Right,
So
right.
that's not a problem. It's just that right now, I've been doing this for a year now, the lockers, and it's been doing good. But a lot of people got a little hesitation because they want to leave their shoes in there and they think something will happen. But my locations are secure,
Right.
so it's no problem. But the people I have dealt with love it. I do too, because I don't like nobody say, I'm going to meet you here at 5:30 and I'm sitting there waiting and you don't show up. And I work a lot of hours, so I don't got time to be sitting around and waiting. You know?
Well, I can't speak for any other young fellas, but it seemed like to me, we're still, like I would like my boots to be shined weekly, but is that a problem? Somebody's laughing? It seemed like the church would have been a pretty simple spot. Back in the day, we went to Harold Eaton's, all right?
Yep.
And we went to Harold. Harold would, my cousin actually, he would block a hat. I got me two of them to this day, but I don't wear them anymore. And they would do the shoes.
Yep.
Put the little paper inside of it and all that.
Yep.
So it seemed like from a church perspective, if you're saying that, pastor, if people in your congregation want to have their shoes shine, and we can leave them at the church, and you pick them up and you bring them back to the church, I don't know why that wouldn't be. I mean, that's a very. Have you even presented that to other churches?
No. I have sent you a text before about trying to put lockers into your church.
Okay.
I never heard anything back. Other than New Level Sports, I approached him about doing shoe shine and lockers and maybe bringing kids into the equation. And I guess he's still working on a grant, trying to get that part together. So I don't know where that's going with it. But that will be a good avenue for me because I don't clean church people's shoes. I rarely shine shoes. I mean, every now and then I get some shoes to shine. Other than that, like I guess church folks cleaning their own shoes.
And that text probably came to me. That's probably why you didn't get the response.
Okay.
A lot of his messages come to me.
Okay.
Was it
He
email?
said church
Not
folk
email, but through Facebook.
He said church folks clean their own shoes. Or church folks got dusty shoes.
Well, they ain't shouting no more. I don't know.
He said they ain't shouting no more. Well, look, you know what? Deacon is the guy. I don't have no issue with that. I mean, I got Melvin McKnight here right now. I got my son here right now. That's 3 votes right there. I got Chanel. I got Yvonne. I got 5 votes right here. We wouldn't have any problem with something like that.
No.
Because
not at all.
you just get with him because that makes sense. So, but now let me hear it straight. So you still shine church shoes. You don't just do tennis shoes.
I'm great at it. I'm a doctor. I'm good
You're
at
the doctor at them. You make it. Do you spit on them?
No, I don't do that.
How about that? Like
See,
that
that's-
fire?
see,
Do you
that's-
like that fire?
No, this is the difference.
See, I tell you about some old school now.
That's
old
what I
school.
did. That's why I got into the locker situation because I did not want to have you sitting up there and me shining your shoes and doing all that work. Harold was good at snapping the towel and doing all
Yeah,
that stuff.
old school.
He was working hard, and that's kind of why I kept my prices where they at. I'm like, if he worked so hard for that $3-4, how am I going to ask for more than him when I'm just putting water in and towel and stuff, and he was really working.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to keep my prices at a economical.
So what is it? What is the price for a shoe? Church shoe, not a tennis shoe.
Well, I charge $5 a pair. Now, if I gotta touch up, re-dye a little bit of the toe, or put some edge dressing around, it might be a couple extra dollars. But
Okay.
first customer, I won't even charge you for that.
Now that's a good price.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you could because I go to the airport. Anytime I go to the airport, they shine my shoes, man.
Right.
I get off the plane looking like somebody. I just don't know right now.
Bigger cities, they charging $10 to $15.
Who?
In bigger cities, they
Oh
charging
yeah.
$10 to $15.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm picking up your shoes and dropping them off and all that stuff, and for $5.
Well, I'm gonna definitely give you some of my shoes. You're gonna shine them up real good. I'm gonna show the people how sweet they are, and we'll definitely let you bring a locker here. However, whatever the terminology
We'll
is.
put one shoe in here before and after, and everybody can see it.
My man, because you're the doctor.
I'm the best.
You're the specialist.
I'm the best.
Best in town.
Yes.
I got a question for you.
My man.
You ever come across a shoes that there's just no hope?
Yeah, they did.
'Cause, I mean,
if I say I can't do nothing, they did.
Okay. Yeah.
He said it's just dead.
You know.
They just dead,
I
buddy.
can't save their soul.
Yeah, just let
So
them go.
sometimes
let
you
them
don't
go.
see them before they drop them off. They might drop them
Yeah,
off.
as soon as I see them, and a lot of times, I don't know if my cleaner would do it, so I'll just try it, so I know for next time. So I used to do both pair, clean them both. I just clean one pair. If it don't come back, you can have it back, and I won't charge you nothing.
Okay.
If you see something on there that you want me to do and I can't get it, I won't even charge you. You know, because I feel like I believe in my cleaner that much that it will get the shoe. If it don't, it's done. I don't care if you go and get you some Fabuloso, it ain't gonna get it out.
This
If
your
I can
own
get it.
personal
My own personal
solutions.
Well, but check this out, y'all. Let me, those that's following me and those that's gonna probably listen to us after this recording is over, Pastor Fonnie Bryant, I know you still been wearing your sweet shoes, gators. You do alligator, crocodiles, all that stuff, lizards.
all that.
Okay. All y'all church brothers, because I guess ain't nobody shouting no more. We wearing dusty shoes. I need y'all church brothers, okay? I can't talk about the Jordans. I'll let DJ deal with that generation. But those of us, all the pastors, my uncle Eubanks, all y'all that's preaching, let's give this brother here a chance to not resurrect his business as if something wrong with it. But that's what we do. Let's enhance it. All the brothers at Kingdom Builders, if you still wearing the hard shoes, let's give our brother an opportunity and let's support what he's trying to do because, you know, I didn't know anything about it. And sometimes we don't always know. That's why awareness is extremely important. And then not just our community, all of those outside of the African American community that does follow me and watch me, bring your shoes. All the teachers that I know, those who I see at the gym working out, I know y'all be wearing some dusty shoes. I be watching y'all. Y'all be paid, got a suit on, and your shoes is dusty. I always wondered about it.
Just look at
Hey, I love y'all. Hey, I'm just as the young folks say, 100. I'm
Right.
I'm keeping it 100 right now. I will always wonder. You see a brother at the bank. All you bakers,
Man.
all my baker friends, y'all living large. Dr. Bison, you, all y'all. I want y'all to support this brother. Let me have your shoe. Bring your shoe to Kingdom Builders. My man gonna shine them up. Boom, boom, boom. You go to Lancy, man, and pass some bills. But your shoes got to be shiny.
Yeah.
You know, Bishop, that was old school. You know, first time when you see somebody that's sharp,
Oh,
nice clothes on.
my mama said that.
First thing you do is look at the shoes.
That's what my mama
First
taught
thing
me.
you do.
Yeah, you.
Shoes.
Shoes.
That's how you know a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a question? You got questions, DJ?
Shanette Bowser actually wanted to know if we can post his info online or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you
Shanette,
have
we'll
a
do that,
website?
Shanette, you got some shoes?
I don't have a website. I just Dr. Shoes Mobile on Facebook.
Okay.
But Shanette, we're going to bring these shoes to church. You got some shoes, Shanette? Bring your shoes, Shanette.
And a lot of guys that might miss out on their soulmate. You might be out, and she might be the one, and she might look at you like you dusty.
Yeah.
So that might stop.
Makes
You
a
might
difference.
miss out on your soulmate.
Makes a difference.
You might not get a
y'all,
job too.
In layman terms,
True.
let me
That's
tell you what he
real.
just
That's
said.
That's real talk.
He just
Yeah.
said in layman terms,
talk.
you may miss your girlfriend because your shoes is dusty.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, you got to go to work, dress for success for your interview. They're gonna look at you first.
So have you thought about enhancing what you do with the hats, or that's just kind of because y'all wear hats a lot? Who clean those kind of hats? Baseball hats.
I mean, I don't because it's extra work.
Okay.
I haven't really. I'm trying to stay in my lane.
Okay,
I
okay.
was dyeing shoes and
You did all that,
redoing
okay.
do all that extra stuff. I don't like that. I just want to clean shoes and just stay in my lane.
So I gotta look at your gear. So you got some red, black, and green shoes on.
Now,
man.
this brother in Atlanta.
Okay, let's
Those
talk
nice.
about these. You got red,
This
black,
brother in
and
Atlanta
green,
got
brother.
his own shoe company.
What? In
look,
Atlanta?
Look at the name of it.
Yeah, he got some shoes called Nat Turner. This brother, he like African centric. I wonder why he keeping his glasses on. I thought he was like one of those
And that's the name of
rappers.
his company.
Okay.
Well, let me see here.
Those are tight. That's nice.
Really?
Yes. And he has a whole company in Atlanta making shoes. What he does is like a lot of the shoe designs, after so many years, the pattern on that design wears out and you can redo it. So that's what he done. This is like an Air Max. So he's able to take that design and give it our colors.
And he called him Nat Turner, or the different names?
He got Nat Turner, he has
Malcolm X, all the different
yeah,
icons.
Muhammad. Yeah.
Really?
Expensive?
No, I paid $100 for him.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's some good information, man. I would love to. You should see if you can connect with him, and we can maybe
Yeah, he does.
with what you're already doing, and put some of his little line in that same little area.
Yeah, because he has a program where you can buy them in bulk and sell them.
And what's the name of his store again?
It's called.
You might want to tell him you gave him some love, man. That'd be your support, your fruit. That'd be your seed. Yeah, $100 is a good price for the young generation. I'm like Yvonne. I'm old school.
And somebody's asking, do you do women's shoes? And I'm assuming you do all shoes.
Yes, but I don't do no repair. I don't fix heels and all that stuff. I don't do none of that.
Okay.
Right.
Ladies get that? No heel repair.
Yeah, a lot of ladies ask me to do that, but I have took shoes over to Marshall, and he tells me that these shoes aren't the same as they used to be. They pay less shoes, or the core is plastic, and you can't really put nothing in there.
I was going to ask the question, is there another shoe repair or shoe shine place in the city of Battle Creek?
No,
You're the only one.
I'm the only one shining and cleaning shoes. The shoe repair only is Louis and Marshall. It was a brother had one here, but he shut down.
Okay.
But nobody else is doing that. It's probably from kids seeing me. I've seen some high school kids start up little shoe cleaning businesses, and that was my purpose of doing it. So you can be one too. Whatever. I don't care if you sharpen pencils for a penny. I mean, get money.
So, Doc, where do you see yourself in 20 years? Or where would you like to see yourself in 20 years?
I just like to see my kids successful,
That was my next question I was going to ask you, but go ahead.
healthy. I mean, I don't know. I don't look so far ahead. You know,
Okay.
I try to just be focused on the reality, and I know that the next great thing is coming, and I just hope that I'm not afraid to jump into it.
I love talking to a new generation because they allow me to see things differently. I don't have to agree with them, but I like to hear their thought. So I'm going to jump back on the statement because our generation, we teach long term. But I do notice that younger generation, they don't go that far.
Right.
And sometimes maybe we should learn that when we deal with that. If I'm talking to a bunch of young brothers talking about 20 years later, I may have lost them. Is that true, basically?
No, I mean, I'm making investments
Okay.
for the future in case I make it.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm trying to live today. I'm not going to just sacrifice everything and not be able to enjoy the fruits now.
Okay.
Because tomorrow's not promised, and anything can happen.
And is that something you think a lot of people think like that?
Yeah, brothers, we ain't making it. I mean, I'm sure there's some statistic on how long we making it.
It's your show, man. You can talk.
And-
That's why we having this show.
Right.
I want to learn
I mean,
from
with
that.
all this hands up mess going around here, so we endangered species. You know, with the prison, the school to prison pipeline. I mean, that stuff real. I mean, even me, working man, I get pulled over for mess.
Now that sounds like your real passion. That's coming out.
It is because
I'm trying to get you to talk about it. Man, I appreciate the business, but there's more coming out of you that you can go ahead and share what you're feeling, man.
I mean,
So you feel the black man is attacked?
a target.
A target. What generation? What age?
It's starting as soon as they drive. So that when you open up that driving school, y'all need to be teaching them the rules and regulations of how we got to make it.
Okay, I like
right.
that.
I mean, look, I had an F-150 for 8 years.
What is that?
A truck.
Okay.
Big truck.
I had
A
a
truck.
license plate cover that said U.S. Navy veteran, because I'm a veteran.
You're a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thanks for serving.
Thank you. I never got pulled over in that truck. I went and got me a Cadillac, took that license plate cover and put it on that Cadillac. I got pulled over as soon as I did it, and 4 or 5 more times that year.
Had a caddy.
'Cause I
Black
had
man can't have a caddy in
No.
Battle Creek.
Then their excuse for pulling me over was the fact that I had a license plate cover over my license. And the last straw was when I just got off work. I'm on Post Street, and a police officer rode by, and he looked at me, I looked at him, and he did a U-turn and followed me down the street and pulled me over, and him and his partner approached me with the hand on their gun. So I'm videotaping it. So he tried to say that I ain't stop at the white lines, and my license plate cover, they try to use that as probable cause. What the cats don't know is that these police will pull you over for some mess. They'll use some bogus probable cause. But once you give them your ID and you might have some kind of warrant or something, or they smell weed in the air, now they got the right to search you. Now they got the right to detain you. So when you go downtown, they're gonna they're going to try to give you a plea to get up out of the situation. But if you fought it for the whole reason why you pulled me over, you'll beat the case. But they know that 9 times out of 10, when they pull us over, you might be straight or you might not be straight. So they roll the dice. So they violating our rights by just assuming that I'm a drug dealer. So me wearing a Jordan outfit with sunglasses on, that's a drug dealer outfit.
Yeah, you look like a drug dealer.
Right, I look like a drug dealer.
Yes.
Which is
But you're not.
Right, stereotypical.
Right. Yep, stereotypical, right.
And
I like what you're saying, man, because you're the third person that have said that to me about if they fought the case. But a lot of times people won't fight the case and they take the plea and then they just got done for good. They took a crime that they didn't commit.
Yeah, because
and it just followed them.
Prosecutor's paperwork is like this. He ain't got time to sit there and go through the case. He just wanted to take a plea. Him and the lawyer sitting there like, I give you 1 for him, you get 2 for that. I get 8 for this, I get 7 for that. I mean, they up here making deals like Skittles. They just making deals.
So, like Skittles. I ain't know Skittles made time with the candy. Okay.
And I said it didn't make sense. So we're going to roll with it.
Okay.
Let it go.
Okay. I mean, listen to everything.
Just let it flow.
Skittles. I like that. So, let me ask you this. Okay? You just said that this is an older man talking to a younger person. You just said, men, you may lose some of your girls with dusty shoes. If you know that's the stereotypical uniform outfit, then why wear it? I'm not telling you not to. I would like the audience to hear a young perspective. Then why wear it?
Because I'm American. I can wear whatever I want.
Okay.
I can go wherever I want. I don't care. They keep pulling me over. I'm going to make sure I'm MC Hammer, legit. So that when you do pull me over, I'm going to check you on it. Just like when they pulled me over, I checked them on it. Why you pull me over? Because of this. All right. How do I get a hold of this video? What video? Okay, I know how to get the video. So when they pull us over and you don't get a ticket, there's no video. So once they make sure they give you a ticket, that way you can go down to City Hall and you get the video. When I watched my video and seen that that I did stop at those stop lines and he was lying, then when he got in the car to turn the video off, he talking about I love this. So I made a complaint and talked to the police chief about why this officer loving.
Who was the chief at the time?
I don't know, one of them.
Is it the same one now?
Yeah, the same one. Same one. Had a meeting with him. Jim
Blocker.
Yeah,
Jim Blocker.
Jim gonna say, when I was a younger cop, I used to pull people over like that, and I'm older now, I'm more experienced. Why do we gotta suffer for your people to grow up? For them to keep assuming that we all criminals. They criminals. I mean, they the ones getting away with it. But it just, people need to be safe out here, man, because they are pulling us over here, rolling the dice, hoping that y'all wrong, and then hoping you take a plea, and then you basically guilty as soon as you take a plea.
So do you feel that because you are a black man, you will be treated differently, forget about any other area, in Battle Creek? Do you believe that? You have served your country, you are an entrepreneur, you have a business. Do you feel that people still see you as just another thug?
Yes, even at our gas stations, they look at us like thugs. And unless they know you, they assume that this is what you do.
So why do we keep supporting those stores?
We shouldn't. Like, I don't want to keep calling this, but the hood gas station. I go in there asking them, can I put...
Where's the hood gas station at?
That's on Kendall, Michigan and Kendall.
Next to Pastor McCoy Church?
Yes.
Okay.
And I go there all the time.
Stay packed. Place is packed.
His number one seller is Swishers, so...
Swishers is what?
Swishers is what they put the weed in.
It's like
It's a cigar
type.
It's a cigar leaf.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's selling that to our people?
Selling that. He got beer in there, the lotto. He making money. They don't hire us. I asked him, could I put lockers in there? He wouldn't let me put lockers in there, but Beller's. I didn't even know these people at Beller's.
Who's Beller's?
Beller's Liquor Store. It's on Upton Avenue. We need to support them. And I didn't even know these people. And I just pitched the idea. He told me, no problem. He didn't have to think about it or nothing. And he let me put those lockers in there and have kept them in there. It's been a year today that I've been in there.
Okay, so let's just say Deacon and myself we're not relevant enough. But you appear to be relevant. Why young men won't hear that? What is it that make? I mean, I know you're not no young 21, 22.
Right.
Because I know your family, so you can't be 21, 22.
44.
How?
44.
So why you can't tell that 23-year-old and that 25-year-old what you telling me if they won't listen to me, will they listen to your generation, or what has happened to that 25-year-old age bracket? That age bracket appears to just not listen, and it's no effect. I serve a lot of y'all. I love y'all, but you do have your own ideology, and you do what you want to do. My question is, will they hear your generation?
I mean, I had to say, when you was 25, was you listening?
That was on a whole nother plane.
But
I get what you're saying.
Right,
but I was on a whole nother plane.
Different thing too is that, okay, we had to go to the library to get information.
Okay.
Now, everything is on his phone. Anything I want to know, it's on his phone. So everybody, any 14-year-old is basically 17 in their mind.
Okay, good point.
On things they unseen.
Good point.
This information age got people just knowing and looking at things different.
I like that. Did you got a question? Because I got one more. Because he's really, I'm loving this knowledge, and I want y'all to know we want y'all to still support his business, and we're definitely going to jump on board and help him. But I love his knowledge that he's sharing, and that's what this show is all about. Listening to people's thought, the thought process to you. If you were in my position, trying to reach your generation on down, what type of since you mentioned technology, what type of technology or what type of approach would you do differently that a lot of us old guys ain't doing?
Well,
how do we reach you? Because I haven't really heard. I know your family, I know your parents, so I know you were definitely brought up in church.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. But as I sit here and listen to you, and I have respect for where you're going, you got a lot of Afrocentric in you, and I ain't upset with none of that stuff. But my question to you would be, if you're in my position, how would you reach that 44, that 23? How would you do that?
What you trying to reach them on?
Reaching them in their lifestyle, getting them off the streets, killing each other, going to this hood gas station, all the good stuff you're saying. How do we stop kids from doing that?
Well, I mean, in this city, there's nothing to do.
And I hear that all the time.
When y'all generation came, y'all had colors, y'all had this spot, y'all had this spot, this spot. All they got is the hood gas station. That's all they got is to sit there or go to somebody's house and everybody just out there. They got nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's nothing. Like my son, he's that age. So I just will ride with him to see why are they doing this. They sit in front of the liquor store because they out there, they play their music, they can drink out there, and then they can go in and keep buying and keep drinking because there's nothing to do. It's depressing. That's why people are leaving going to big cities because there's more to do. There's nothing to do. Nothing.
This been like the 5th time I heard about this gas station. I wonder if we can get him, Tiffany, I wonder if we can get him on the show.
He's scared. He'd have shut his gas station down at, I think, midnight now.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's hurting his gas business because they parked at every pump. And they pretty much got the whole store.
Oh, so anybody buying gas?
The whole store is hostage. The whole store is hostage. Yeah, you can't. He losing business. Then he's not selling no liquor, so ain't nobody going in there to buy liquor. So what happened is the police will come there, and then they go to the liquor store and sit there and be out there doing their thing, drinking. Then the police come there, they migrate back to the gas station. Wow. Now that they shut the gas station down, now they on Park Hill. Now they, you know what I'm saying? There's nowhere to go.
So tell me about your children. Tell me about you say you got a son.
Yep. I have 3 kids.
Okay.
My daughter Zaina, she's at Ohio State becoming a doctor.
Oh,
I have
man.
My son Idris, he's working, and my daughter Kyra, the baby. To me, she's like my Facebook baby because ever since Facebook came on, she's the pictures and everything since small. And now she's a senior this year in high school.
Okay.
She's getting into law enforcement.
Okay.
And I'm teaching her. I want you to be if you're gonna go to cop, I want you to be the good cop.
Be a good cop.
And I'm teaching her how they're treating us and so that she can educate them if that's the route that she want to go.
Okay.
I don't want her to do that, but I don't want to hinder her from being what she want to be.
Okay.
But if she be a cop, good. Give me a heads up.
So if you was coming to the bank for a loan, would you wear that outfit?
That's a good question. No.
Okay.
Because there's 2 sides. Just like if I went to an interview, I'm not going to talk like this. You have to change your perception.
Okay.
Because for one, as soon as they see your name, if your name was Kwali or something like that, you're judging on your name.
Okay.
Then they judge you on your visual, and we don't run nothing anyway. So if I go to the bank, whether I'm dressed in a suit or tie, If they don't like me that day, I'm not gonna get no loan. I don't care if my credit was good. They judging us and making loans for, like, I can go get me a car loan all day, but let me go try to get a house loan or a business loan. Denied, all the way around.
And you understand why?
Yeah, because they want to keep us. They don't want no generational wealth going around. They want us to keep buying this mess.
So, you know, and that's what's amazing to me with not really your generation, because you're older, but that other generation, your son. You got the technology. You got hearing your quotes tell me you've been reading some good books. I can tell what folks been reading. So y'all know what they're doing, but we continue to do it. We know that getting the car is going to put me in debt. We know he'll give us that car, but we know they won't give us a house because we know houses is long term. You can invest, you can pass it down from generation to generation. We know all of this. We're reading it every day. So why don't we change? And that's for you, DJ. That's for the audience. Those that's watching. We can no longer say that our young people are ignorant, meaning lack of knowledge. That's not a negative word. Ignorant just means lack of something. That's all it means. We know they're not ignorant. As he said, the devices, all the stuff that you want to know is right here. So they're learning this stuff. Why do we continue to live in our old patterns if we're learning all the new stuff?
Because we can't change institutional racism. We can't change it. We're not in those positions to make a change. Yeah, I can change my buying power or what I purchase. I mean, but if I want to go get a house, if I don't know that my credit score ain't high enough, or even if it is, they can stop me from getting that loan. So they can stop all that. So the only thing I can do is to pass on generational wealth. If I can't get into those situations, is have some kind of life insurance. $300,000 life insurance to make sure my kids is educational on wealth where they can take that money and invest on something. That's where the money's coming down, is when I pass away, how much money am I leaving them? Whether it's a house.
That's good stuff.
But the housing market, when it crashed, that the values aren't there no more. I mean, it's coming up right now, but back 10 years ago when the housing crashed, wasn't no money. All the money was going to the house. They was overappraising houses, making predatory loans and all that stuff. So can't even say that was a good investment. I mean, what kind of investment? I'm about to pay $30,000, say $70,000 for 30 years on a house. After that 30 years, I done spent $200,000 on that house. Yeah. Then when I go, just like a car, now it's negative equity. Now can I take that 70 and make my money back? No. Now, depending on how they change the interest rate laws, maybe 30 years from now, the house is going to be worth 15. Because one thing they do, like my house, like I bought my house in Park Hill. We spent $75,000 for it. So when we reappraised it, they stopped the line where they
the comps all around you.
They stopped it at the duck line and went back toward the hood instead of going towards Fremont. So now my house that's 75 now is down to 50. So now I done lost $20,000 because of that.
So y'all, he said some good stuff, and I want y'all to hear this because my time is running up. I just want to kind of chime in. These people that he's referring to, that's why politics is still in a smaller city. Maybe on a bigger scale, it may not matter, okay? So I'm not going to try to get y'all to worry about, we talking about Battle Creek. The housing situation he's referring to, that's why we have to become a part of the Realtor Association, why we need to be a part of what city commissioners are doing, because these are the individuals who decide on the annex. When they pull in your area and when my grandmama lived at and brought them over here. Those are valid points.
Yeah, they are devaluing.
Those are valid points that he's saying, but we have to know this, because I just need you to not understand, because you're doing great. A lot of this is just sharing the knowledge. You can win in a small town.
But when they are devaluating our neighborhoods, and then coming in.
But we let them.
But then, right, then coming in and then fixing the houses up and then raise the price. They're doing it all over the country.
Right, but we can stop them in Battle Creek. And that's what unity is about, people. We can stop that, what he's saying. And I'm very impressed with what they said. But it won't happen just having a talk show. It has to become There are so many things we can do other than let's stop these kids from shooting each other. If we can start dealing with stuff like this, then maybe they'll stop shooting each other. Okay, but we got to start dealing with some real live issues, such as what he said.
Show them the money.
He's actually telling the truth regarding those valuations.
Show them kids the money.
And the home in Lakeview go higher and higher and higher.
Yeah. Same house. If I pick my house up, go up Lakeview.
Any questions from my man before we go?
No question. Just a lot of support and
What time I got? Oh, okay. So we have to come together and talk about those kind of subjects. If your house, and just for the sake of being here, if you own a house, you should look at the appraisal, look at your comps. Maybe we try to get the Realtor Association here to come talk to us. That's why you want your community looking out for each other. Because if you got your neighbor putting this Cadillac, I don't even want to say Cadillac, let me call it a different car, but putting this little on the grass and got the oil leaks, and you see that, oh, he's bringing your stuff down. So it's going to take a community of you knowing your neighbors and working together, and you can bring back the Black Wall Street that he's talking about. See, I can listen to somebody talk long enough, and I know they've been doing some reading and reading some very, very, very good materials. We have you've been in Battle Creek all your life, other than when you served your country?
Yes.
So what is your progression? What you think? Do you feel there have been a change in our city? Do you think we're going backwards? What is just your own ideology? And it's just what it is. It's your own ideology. Because people will watch this show. You got commissioners, you got mayors, you got everybody watching. From a young man who I just met, we don't do any prepping prior to the show. He ain't getting no check, saying nothing I want him to say, and vice versa. This is just another brother saying what's in his heart. He broke it down, police department. You know, we got all these unsolved issues going on. We haven't forgot. You know, we still got mamas crying. And I know, you know, people say, well, Bishop, you always going after the police department. No, all I do is just state facts. And I'm saying we still got parents still crying out, still looking for some justice, still asking questions. And y'all, what we don't want to do, don't allow the system to get y'all so sedated, high, having fun, that you forget about what's really going on. And that's why I always love Marvin Gaye song that says, what's going on? Because sometimes we get so sedated in celebrating. It's Friday, y'all want to go out, spend all your money, but you're not dealing with some real issues. And the brother today brought back some conscience that we got to start paying attention to what's happening to us directly if we're going to have something to leave for our generation. And so what's your look at the future? Do you see any progression? And what's your take on it from a 40, you said 4?
Yeah.
From a 44 perspective.
What I see is like when that brother Nipsey Hussle just got killed. That movement it's been a movement going on. Well, that movement has shook people like, man, so I can go buy this neighborhood and I can go buy this thing and we can rebuild. You know what I'm saying? With Jay-Z becoming the first billionaire, so people are able to see these brothers.
First rapper?
First
Okay.
rappers
Not
from
billion.
the streets
Okay.
to, you know what I'm saying, pop the trunk to sell the CDs. So they able to see that. So that's why there's so many rappers out here because, I mean, it's a business because I got to sell my CD. So I see the future looking good because business people are doing business. There's a lot of business people out here that's doing it underground wherever. I don't care if they selling weed. It's still a business. They can do it. It's legal now. They can make it legit. And I just see that it's good. It's a good future, and our people are waking up, and we ain't taking this mess. And it's gonna be hard to fight the institutionalized part of it, but we can take our buying dollars and we can come back.
So I always ask these last questions. I'll mention a name. You give me your thoughts, couple words. I'm going to mention a few men name, women name, and tell me your thought. First thing come to your mind. Here we go. First name, Barack Obama.
He's a new Martin Luther
King.
He's a new Martin.
Michelle Obama.
She's the queen of our race right now.
Donald Trump.
Racist.
I be trying to keep my face straight. Boy. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Positive.
And the last one, if you know her, Gretchen, our governor. Do you know anything about the governor? Do you know anything about what she's doing for our state? Are you on top of what she's doing? I'm just curious. Now, don't worry about it.
I never heard of her, but is she
Governor
giving anybody?
Gretchen Whitmer.
She letting anybody out of prison? So she ain't doing that. You know, she ain't lessening the laws on the prison. She ain't doing nothing for us.
Okay. So my time is ending. You said a lot of good stuff. I guess I have to ask this question: have you ever had some time in the system?
No.
So that's very good. See,
Right.
so you're talking about a man that he's concerned and never been there. So he's positive. Okay, go ahead.
No, I done had grass stains, you know what I'm saying?
And that means what?
Meaning that I done been in the game,
Okay.
but I walked away.
Right, but you never been in prison.
I never been in prison.
But you have a
I'm felony free.
Okay, there you go.
And that's
but you're
rare.
passionate about that.
That's rare for us because they're making us get felonies.
Oh,
They're
wow.
forcing them upon us.
Wow.
They setting us up.
Well, y'all, you heard it again. That's why this is the greatest talk show. You heard it again don't forget about his shoes. Brothers, church people, bring your shoes. Get the dust off your shoes. All my white brothers, you're making millions, but you got dusty shoes. Bring your shoes. Bring your shoes. I'm serious. Just bring your shoes. And we got a brother here that's going to shine these shoes and make your shoes look good. I want to thank all of you all for staying with me, supporting me. We've been gone for a long time. I'm going to end on a higher note. I usually end on our slow song, but you know, I've been playing this song for a minute. You know, it's just a good song because, you know, this brother taught us today that I think we can be unstoppable. See, they told us we was washed up, DJ.
Hit them with the Wakanda. That changes too.
So you know, hey, I want to tell y'all thank you for watching the show. I like that, but you know, but I got to end my show the way I always end it. I want to tell everybody thank you for the show. Thank you for being with us. And again, I always close because of the mere fact that, you know what, I will always continue to encourage this community to always support each other, to help reawaken African people and also just reawaken people, period. We can't keep sleeping, and we definitely can't sleepwalk. Listen, we understand what happened in 1492. We understand, but right now it's 2019, and we got to move forward and do some things that's gonna make a real difference. I always give honor to my ancestors, the shoulders that I stood on. My late father, Hugh Daniel Smith Sr. Father's Day is around the corner. Of course, those who lost their father, gonna think about it. But you know what? Let me encourage you. If you lost your father, find someone else, not to replace your father, but just think about some other man that had been there. Don't allow Sunday to just mess your day up. Grieve, cry, but then wake up, because that's what your father would want from you. I know that's what my dad would want. He would want me to celebrate. So I celebrate my father, Hugh Daniel Smith Sr., of course, my grandfather, the late Edward West Smith, where I got my name from, and Gussie Smith, my grandmother. And on my mom's side, Dale Del Perry Sr. Love him. And my grandmother, Ruby Elizabeth Perry, and my mom, who's still here, love her to death, Mom Georgia Lee Perry Howard. Again, hold on. As a family, as a community, we have to have a map, because we need to know what time we're in and what space we're in, and we have to know the present time that we're living in. And as a tribe of Issachar in Corinthians Chronicles, they understood the time. We always end with a prayer, brother, if it's all right with you. Father, we thank you today for this moment. We thank you for our brother, Dr. Shoes, I'm asking you God to allow this talk show bring him abundance so he may produce the quality that only he can do as it relates to shoes. Also, the knowledge that we heard. Young men, wake up. Sisters, wake up. It's not over. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.